What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here, and I'm here to vote on the NFL Pro Bowl 2019 that will take place in Orlando. I'm going to go through every position and give you who I believe should go to the Pro Bowl this season. I hope you guys are also voting on the Pro Bowl. This is something cool that the fans can participate in the NFL. And yeah, the Pro Bowl for many people is a joke, but at least fans do get to participate and vote for their favorite players or the players they believe should make it. I'm going to have no bias in terms of voting for players I like. I'm just going to vote for the players I believe have played the best so far this season and deserve to go to the Pro Bowl. So let's start it off here. Let's go to the quarterback position, and we need to vote for 6 players. So I'm going to start this off with the player I believe should go first off. That's Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes is going to be my first pick for the quarterback position. My second pick would be of the Colts, Andrew Luck. I believe Andrew Luck, for me, has been an MVP candidate this year. He definitely deserves to go to the Pro Bowl. After that, it's a little bit more difficult, but I see another name I really want to go to the Pro Bowl. That would be Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers really deserves it. Look at his numbers. I don't believe these numbers are actually up to date completely. This is probably last week's numbers, but still, man, these numbers, 32 touchdowns for Luck, 39 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes, 26, and only 6 interceptions for Phillip Rivers. All 3 of these guys in the AFC have been playing very, very well. And the thing about this Pro Bowl is you don't have to just vote for NFC, AFC. So that's actually pretty cool. I would go with the next pick. I think you have to go with Drew Brees. I don't think he would be my first, second, or maybe even third pick, but I do believe that Drew Brees definitely deserves to go to the Pro Bowl this season. After that, it's a little bit more difficult. Looking at it, I think Jared Goff is definitely in the conversation, but he hasn't played as well as of late. Definitely Tom Brady is there. You have Cam Newton, who I think's played pretty well this year. Of course, there's Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Big Ben. Deshaun Watson is a sneaky one. Looking at these guys, I think the next pick I'm going to go with is Tom Brady. I'm just going to go with my biased Patriots pick here, but I do believe as of late Brady's played better, and I definitely think he should go to the Pro Bowl as one of the 6 best quarterbacks in football. Then after that, I think it's a little bit more difficult. Personally, I'm not a huge Jared Goff guy. Like, I wouldn't put him in my top 6 quarterbacks. I would definitely put Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think he really deserves to go this year. I actually would probably rather have a guy like Ben Roethlisberger. I feel like Roethlisberger's played a little bit better this year, so I'm going to go with him. And then that would be my top 6 picks. So I'm going to go with Rivers, Roethlisberger, Mahomes, Luck, Brees, and Brady. Then we go to the running back position. Another 6 votes for me here. Definitely first one that jumps off the board. Saquon Barkley for sure is going to the Pro Bowl. Absolute freak show. So I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley. I think a sneaky one might be Nick Chubb. I might come back to him real quick, but Nick Chubb's a good one. Keep going down the list here. Definitely Zeke deserves to go to the Pro Bowl, so I'll put him in. I do believe that both of these guys, Todd Gurley and Melvin Gordon, so I'm already at 4 votes, so 2 left here. Both of these guys definitely deserve it. I think Todd Gurley's been fantastic. Obviously, I think he's the go-to guy in the Rams offense. He's the guy, the engine that makes it run. Melvin Gordon, you've seen what the Chargers have kind of been like without him, and he definitely deserves to go. He's been one of the more crucial players. Alvin Kamara is there as well. I think he should probably be going. Oh, definitely Christian McCaffrey. Didn't even forgot about him almost, but Christian McCaffrey's definitely going to the Pro Bowl. As much as I want to put James White in there, I probably am not going to. Adrian Peterson would be a nice pick. A lot of good running backs this year. Phillip Lindsay, Alvin Kamara. I think I got to go with Alvin Kamara because of what he's done for the Saints this year. 15 touchdowns, man, 1,200 yards. I really wanted to press Phillip Lindsay, but Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Zeke, Saquon. You can't go wrong with that. I think that's the top 6 running backs in the NFL. So that's what I'm going to go with. At the wide receiver position, 8 votes. So I essentially get to pick the top 8 receivers in the NFL. And my first pick, I'm definitely putting Odell in. You guys know how I feel about Odell. I think he's probably the most talented receiver in the NFL, despite playing on the Giants with Eli Manning. Antonio Brown has had sort of a down year, but he's still Antonio Brown. He has 11 touchdowns on the year, so I'm going to vote him in. After that, I think we'll keep going down the list. Mike Evans is in the conversation. I don't think Stephon Diggs deserves it this year. Kenny Golladay, no. Who else? Tyreek Hill, definitely. I think he's arguably been the best receiver in the NFL consistently from a production standpoint and just the danger that he brings to an opposing defense, all the matchup issues he brings to opposing defense. He's definitely deserving. T.Y. Hilton is probably deserving from a talent standpoint. From a production standpoint this year, it's a little bit more difficult to say because he has not played every game. DeAndre Hopkins, I think, definitely deserves to go in. So that's 4 votes of the 8. And then you would have to put in Julio because he's a beast. After that, none of these guys that are showing up on the screen I don't really love. Not Allen Robinson, not Sanu. Manuel Sanders, I wish I could put him in, but he's now injured, so there's honestly no point of picking him. Juju is a really interesting one. I think you have to go with Adam Thielen. As much as I've been hating on the guy recently for his things he said to Bill Belichick, Adam Thielen has been consistently one of the best receivers in the NFL this year, so I'm going to vote Adam Thielen. Michael Thomas, I think, deserves to go, so I'm going to put Michael Thomas in there. And I have one last pick. This is kind of an off-the-radar one, I think. I think Juju has a strong case with those numbers he has there. Outside of Juju, I think it's between him, Mike Evans, T.Y. Hilton, and that might be it. That might be it. And Davante Adams. Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go with Davante Adams. Honestly, as bad as the Packers have been this year, I really feel like Davante Adams consistently has been their best player all year. You look at his numbers every game, he always produces. He's really had only one bad game, and that was against the Patriots. Other than that, he's been really solid. I think this is the top 8 receivers in the NFL. Adams, Odell, Antonio, Julio, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, and Thielen and Thomas. I think that's a pretty solid. I could see a couple other people maybe voting for Evans. Of course, AJ Green, he's injured. And then you have the Keenan Allens of the world. But I'm going to go with those 8 wide receivers. At fullback, we only have 2 votes. And I'm for sure going with the boy James Devlin. He's also recently hit the end zone a couple of times. Other than that, I think you have to go with Kyle Juszczyk. There's been some solid other fullbacks this year, just to give some shout-outs. Zach Line has been really good this year. Anthony Sherman is solid. Derek Watt is under the radar. I would probably go with Kyle Juszczyk, though, just for the versatility he brings to an offense. So I'm going to go with those 2 guys, James Devlin and Kyle Juszczyk at fullback. At tight end, I have 4 votes. So 4 votes for the tight end position. Okay, so first off, we need to go to Travis Kelce. That's for sure. Travis Kelce's in there. He's on pace for big-time things this year. He might even crack that big Gronk record of the past in 2011, that yards record, so I have to vote him in. Where is Zach Ertz? Trying to find him. So Zach Ertz is my second pick. Those 2 guys are definitely in there. After that, it becomes difficult. I think Jared Cook has been awesome this year, so he might get my pick. Eric Ebron has been great, but yet inconsistent at the same time. George Kittle. Okay, George Kittle definitely deserves that vote. So number 3 is George Kittle for what he's done in San Francisco despite the quarterback play. And it's hard not to pick Gronk because of his versatility and because he probably still is the most complete tight end in the game, the way he can block. But he's been injured a lot. You know what? I'm going to give some love to Jared Cook. I know not a lot of people are going to pick Jared Cook, but I really think that Jared Cook has been solid. And on a different team, Jared Cook, I think, would be even better. So I think I'm going to go with Jared Cook. And as much as I like Gronk and Ebron's played great, I'm going to go with Jared Cook and give some love to the Raiders. So there we go. At the tackle position, I think there's 2 obvious ones right off the bat. You have to go with Teron Armstead, even though he's been injured on and off. He's been fantastic for the Saints. David Bakhtiari is great. So I'm going with those 2 guys. After that, I think Trent Brown has a good case to get in. Jack Conklin just got injured, so I'm not going to vote him in the Pro Bowl. But I don't really think he deserves it, to be honest with you. Other than that, I like the Rams' tackles this year, played well. Lane Johnson is solid, but, you know, he's already having fun. He doesn't need to go to the Pro Bowl. I am going to vote in Ryan Ramczyk, another Saint, but I believe he does deserve to get in there. And Mitchell Schwartz deserves to get in there for the Chiefs. Really, when you think about offensive linemen, I think it really comes down to how effective have the offensive lines as a group been, and then who's the stars of the group, and then also what offenses have been really good. Joe Staley is a kind of a staple. Tyron Smith is injured too often, so I'm not going to put him in this year. Trent Williams, the same thing with him. I think Andrew Whitworth does deserve to get a mention because of his production for the LA Rams. And then my last pick, that's an interesting one. Man, this has probably been the toughest pick so far because those 5 I feel like were pretty easy. But other than that, I don't really see anyone that's been head and shoulders above everybody else. I think I'm going to go with the Patriot Trent Brown just because of the Patriots. I think offensive line-wise have been really underrated, and I think him stepping in for Nate Solder has been a big success. And he's shut down a lot of defenders this year. So I'm going to go with Trent Brown as my 6th pick. We'll see if he does get in. I don't think he will, but I'll give him a vote. At the guard position, I'm going to go with Brandon Brooks. I think is still, even though the Eagles have been, have been kind of bad this year in terms of running the football, Brandon Brooks is still a standout. So I'm going to go with him. And they do deserve at least one player to get in. David DeCastro is a solid player. David DeCastro is probably one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Consistently really, really, really good. And the Steelers have a great offensive line. So I'm going with David DeCastro. Who else? Zach Martin. Yeah, I think he's been pretty good this year. Shaq Mason definitely deserves to go in this year. Who else? I think Andrus Peat deserves to go in for the Saints. Man, there's a lot more guards that I really like this year. Joe Thuney even has been really good. Not Connor Williams. Marshall Yonda is clearly a pick. So I'm going to go with Marshall Yonda, Andrus Peat, Shaq Mason, Zach Martin, David DeCastro, and Brandon Brooks. At center, I think David Andrews definitely might be in there. There's 4 votes I have. I still think Jason Kelce is fantastic. I still think he deserves to get in there. Rodney Hudson has been really good, especially lately. I think I'm going to go with Andrews, and I'm going to give the respect to Pouncey because of the Steelers' running offensive line. Their run blocking is so good that I need to put another Steeler in there. So I'm going to go with those 4 centers. And then at defensive end, this is going to be difficult. 6 defensive ends, and I hate how they do the defensive end position because there's 3-4 and 4-3 defensive ends. So definitely J.J. Watt is getting my vote. Who else? Stephon Tuitt's really good, but he's injured a lot. Jabal Sheard is kind of underrated. Jason Pierre-Paul has a lot of sacks, but I feel like that number is deceiving to how productive he is. DeMarcus Lawrence is getting a vote for me. Cameron Jordan is getting a vote for me. Chris Jones has been really good, but we'll come back to that one. Chandler Jones is really good. Daniel Hunter's is really good. Oh my God, I'm running out of picks here. Trey Flowers is in there. Oh, Myles Garrett's really good too. I'm going to go with Myles Garrett. Let's put a Brown in the Pro Bowl. Defensive tackle. Jarrell Casey, I think, is really, really good. Geno Atkins, DeForest Buckner's pretty good. Kenny Clark is pretty good. Fletcher Cox is definitely getting in there. He F's a lot of plays up. Tyron Crawford is underrated. I just want to put that out there. Aaron Donald is getting a vote for me. Damon Harrison is still solid. Akeem Hicks definitely getting a vote. Cameron Hayward. See, this guy plays more D-end. I don't really think he should be in this category. Continuing on, what else? Jerome McCoy is solid, but I don't know if he really has stood out this year. Who else do we have? Definitely not. Oh, Rankins has been really, 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 really good. I'm gonna give Rankins a vote. That might be a guy that doesn't get in, but I think he deserves to. Because the Saints defense has been fantastic against the run, and he's a huge reason why. Who's going to be the last pick? McCoy is in the conversation. I think Geno Atkins is in the conversation. Kenny Clark. I'll go with Geno Atkins. I know the Bengals suck, but I got to give them somebody. Inside linebacker. This is a position that I honestly feel like lacks a lot of talent in the NFL. I'm going with Leighton Vander Esch, the first guy that popped in my head. Bobby Wagner's getting a vote. Who else do we have here? Mason Foster has a lot of tackles. I'm going to go Kuechly because he's just Kuechly. And CJ Mosley is good. I'm going to go with Jalen Smith. I might be snubbing maybe one or two people here, but I think both the Dallas linebackers. The big reason why the Dallas linebackers, their defense is so good is because of their linebacker play. So I'm going to go with both those guys. Outside linebacker, Kiko Alonso is a pretty good player for the Dolphins. Nigel Bradham is solid. Bradley Chubb might get a vote, but Jadeveon Clowney, I think, deserves to get in. How many votes do I have? I have 6 at this position. Lavonte David, I don't know about him. Demario Davis, maybe. Who else? D Ford, I'm voting for him. He's getting in. Who else? Dante Hightower, not your year, buddy. Justin Houston doesn't have the stats to get in. Who else? Kerrigan is solid. Darius Leonard, I'll come back to you. Khalil Mack's getting in for me. Von Miller, you're getting in. Who else do we have? TJ Watt has 10 sacks. TJ Watt has a good case. I think Terrell Suggs has been really good this year. Kind of, under the radar a little bit because he's old and a lot of people don't want to give him credit, but he's playing really well. Wendy Merciless has been a little disappointing. I'll give it to the rookie, Darius Leonard. Party will like that one. Ryan Kerrigan, I kind of want to go with Demario Davis, if I'm being completely honest, but I don't know if I do, though, on second thought. So I'm going to go – I think I'm going to go with Bradley Chubb. I know I'm voting 2 Broncos in, and I'm voting a lot of pass rushers, but I honestly think that's the way it's got to go. So I'm going to go with those players. Cornerback. Jari Alexander might get in. I'm putting that out there right now. He might get in. AJ Bouye has been disappointing to me. Chidobe Awuzie definitely has a good case. Definitely. Stephon Gilmore for sure is getting in. Shaquille Griffin, I don't know. Chris Harris is injured. Casey Hayward, not his best year this year. Byron Jones, I think, should get in. Who else? Marshawn Lattimore is iffy. Marcus Peters, definitely not. I hope he doesn't get in. Patrick Peterson, I'll give you the vote. Xavier Rhodes complains too much. Yes, my boy Jalen Ramsey is getting in the Pro Bowl. Darius Slay, you're going back to the Pro Bowl. Richard Sherman, no. Trevor Williams, no. Tre'Davious White is really good. Who else do we have here? Is this all the players that are actually up for vote? I don't think Xavier and Howard has been overly consistent. Brent Grimes, Shaquille Griffin. Shaquille Griffin's really good. He's underrated. Who else? Denzel Ward was good at the beginning of the year. Where is Desmond King? Is he not on this list? Where is Desmond King? He's not on this list. Are you serious? Why is he not on this list? Well, that's interesting. Nobody from the Eagles, that's for sure. No, I'm going to go with Tre'Davious White. I think he's good, and I think the Bills' defense deserves some credit, so I'm going to give him a vote. We have 2 more votes, guys. Chris Harris, I think I would put in, but he's injured. Well, Chidobe Awuzie is looking at me real strong here. He's looking at me real strong. I'm going to go with him. I'm going to put both the Cowboys corners in, and then I'm going to put Jari Alexander in the Pro Bowl. That's what we're going to do. I'm all for the rookies. They're going in. Okay. Safety, definitely Jamal Adams. Anybody that does not have Jamal Adams in the Pro Bowl is losing their mind. Okay? Next, Landon Collins is pretty good. Jeff Heath is underrated, Dilly. He's underrated. He deserves some credit. Malcolm Jenkins, possibly. John Johnson is pretty good. Jefferson is pretty. Where's Eric Weddle? He definitely deserves to get in. Where is he? If you're telling me Eric Weddle is not on this thing, I am going to be extra angry. Where is Eric Weddle? Oh, okay, he's a free safety. That's why. All right, they have it separated. I have 2 votes. Okay. Not Pat Chung. Adrian Amos is good. I'm going to go Tony Jefferson. I'm going to go with both of the Ravens safeties. I think they've been fantastic. Where's Eric Weddle? I've just been waiting to press Eric Weddle. Okay, there's Eric Weddle. Harrison Smith is in there. I feel like there's better free safeties than strong safeties. Trey Boston. Derwin James. Ooh. Who else is there? Derwin James and who else? Devin McCourty and Tyrann Mathieu deserve. See, this is why I don't like it. Just leave it at safety alone. Like, I would vote in all those guys. That's difficult, man. Don't do that to me. Oh, and you have to go with Eddie Jackson. Are you serious? You have to go with Eddie. I want to vote in Derwin James. I want to vote in Devin McCourty, and I want to vote in Tyrann Mathieu, and I want to vote in Harrison Smith, but I can't. All right, kicker, definitely not Gostkowski. Sorry, bro, you're not making it. Who else do we have here? Will Lutz has been good. Definitely not this guy. Definitely not him. Justin Tucker, you're in. Who else do we have? Adam Vinatieri, possibly. Robbie Gould, he's been great. Harrison Butker has been pretty good. I'm going to go with Robbie. Let's get a 49er in the Pro Bowl. How about that? Return specialist. Where is... I think Tyreek is obviously in there. Cohen is good. Desmond King. Desmond King deserves to go to the Pro Bowl, so I'm voting for him anyways. I don't care if it's for his returning or not. He deserves to get in. And I'm going to go Cordell Patterson. Look at that kick return average. 30.9. Who's the next highest? 26? That's ridiculous. 30.9? That's ridiculous. Punter. Okay, punter, I am going with... Where's the Seahawk kid? The Seahawk kid deserves to get in. Where is he? Michael Dixon. He's in for me. And then we're going to go Johnny Hecker because he might be the best punter ever. Let's go Marcus Kemp because the Chiefs special teams has been really good. So I'm going to go with those two guys. And that is my Pro Bowl ballot. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have a pretty interesting Pro Bowl ballot this year. I hope you guys are voting as well. Let me know in the comment section who you're voting in, who you would vote that I didn't vote in. And any other comments you have for the comment section. If you disagree with any of my picks, let me know why. If you agree with any of my picks, let me know why as well. If you're new to the Bottom Line View, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more NFL. And this was a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.